Timothy Tim Rayford had seen more than most by the age of 23. Raised in the shadowed corners of Little Rock, Arkansas, he'd learned early that survival sometimes came in powder form and fast money. His past was littered with broken laws and broken promises. But after a close brush with death and a stint in county, Tim wanted out. He found himself one Sunday morning standing outside New Zion Tabernacle, the city's most prominent black church. It was the kind of place where the choir could shake your soul and the elders could read your spirit. Inside, he met Brother Elijah, a former addict turned deacon, and Sister Tasha, who ran the church's job placement ministry. They didn't ask about his past, they asked about his future. With their help, Tim landed a warehouse job. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. His girlfriend, Keisha, was pregnant with their first child. And for the first time, Tim felt like he was building something real. But bills stacked like bricks, and the warehouse checks barely covered diapers and rent. One evening, desperate and ashamed, Tim knocked on the door of Sister Mabel, the church mother. She was legendary, known for her sweet potato pies, her scripture memory, and her uncanny ability to see through folks. Her house smelled like cornbread and secrets. She fed him until he was full, then slid a thick envelope across the table. "For the baby," she said, smiling. Tim's eyes welled with gratitude. Then came the second slide, a brick of cocaine wrapped tight. "That's the advance," she said, her voice low and syrupy. "The next one is your job." Tim froze. Behind him, the floor creaked. He turned to see DeMarcus, Mabel's towering nephew, arms folded, eyes cold. Tim's heart thudded. He nodded slowly. Months passed. Tim was back in the game, but this time it was smoother, cleaner. Mabel's network was tight. No corner boys, no flashy moves, just quiet deals and big returns. Tim was making more money than he'd ever dreamed. Keisha had everything she needed. His son was born into comfort. But comfort is a fragile thing. The bust came fast: feds, dogs, helicopters. Tim was caught with product, cash, and no way out. He offered up Sister Mabel. The detectives laughed. "The church lady?" One scoffed. "You expect us to believe that?" No one did. Mabel kept her halo polished. She visited Tim once, dressed in lavender, quoting Psalms. She kept money on his books. She made sure Keisha and the baby were okay. But Tim sat in that cell, staring at the concrete, knowing the truth. 7 years passed. Tim came out leaner, quieter. Mabel was still at New Zion, still passing out pies and proverbs. Tim never stepped foot in that church again, because some sanctuaries are built on too many secrets.